going on, guys? It's Edwin Avalos, your real estate agent with the Raw Fay Group. I have Steve Bahamon with Loan Depot here with me on real estate and coffee. A recession does not mean a housing crash. On today's episode, we have the lender Steve Bahamon with us for Loan Depot, right? shout out to Starbucks too for providing us free coffee. Today's on episode we like to call it real estate, coffee and real estate. So we want to just have a normal conversation for you guys to be able to get some quality information from us, some positive information from us, because we know that the narrative right now is pretty negative in regards to what's happening around the world, what's happening around the housing market, and with everything else in our day-to-day lives, right? Yeah. So we wanted just to be the beacon of light for you guys and kind of provide some solid information for you and kind of take it from there, right? Yeah. Steve, on the lending side, right? You've been doing this for a long time. Let's talk about buyers real quick. For buyers, what does it mean? What's going on right now on your side?
Man, so you have a few things that we can touch up on when it comes to buyers right now. Number one, rates are up. They've been going up, and it's been a little bit of a roller coaster for the last few months. So what that's doing is it is pushing out some buyers that were barely there to qualify. They're not able to qualify for that same amount anymore. They're getting either priced out of the market, or we're having to relook at their pre-approval and see where they're at that time. So that's definitely something that's happening. And then the other portion is that you are seeing new programs coming out for buyers. So things that we weren't able to do before. Because of less competition, we're able to come in and now utilize some down payment assistance programs that we weren't able to use before. We're able to now put in offers with loan contingencies, with appraisal contingencies, what was happening last year, man, is just to get your foot in the door, hey, no appraisal contingency, no loan contingencies or anything, and that just puts your buyer in a not a safe situation, because you're at risk of losing your EMD if something happens. But that's what we needed to do at that time. So now it's like taking a step back and saying, hey, you know what? I can submit my offer in, and I can put in my contingencies. I can utilize down payment assistance. Maybe even ask for some seller credits. Those things are happening. So
they're back.
So it's not all of that. We're getting, some of them are getting priced out, but at the same time, the ones that are able to and can purchase, now they have a little bit more tools and more ammo to come back and utilize these things when they're submitting offers.
Right. And I think the biggest thing that keeps popping up right now, especially again, we're going back to the narrative that's being portrayed right now, right? Is going back these interest rates, right? Everything's going up, everything's going back. But to be honest, right? We're going back to pre-pandemic interest rates. Yeah. Right? And then on top of additionally, this one is probably the second highest interest rate in 6 decades. Just to put that in perspective, guys. That's how long it's been, and it's been crazy, and obviously 2 years ago rates dropped down to 2.1, 1.8, I think.
Oh my gosh.
We were refinancing at 1.8. Yeah. It was a time. It was that time to buy. It was just, everybody was just was going bananas per se, and buyers at the time, they were getting outbid. They were getting, they were paying $20,000, $30,000 over above appraised value. Yeah. Some, buyers would risk their EMD, which is your earnest money deposit. They would waive all contingencies just because they really wanted that property, that house. So it caused a lot of buyers to make some decisions at the time that were just to be able to lock in the rate. It was scary times for everybody as well, but we embraced it. We went forward with it, and we realized that, hey, people, it's time to buy right now, right? Yeah. And fast forward into now, I think it's still time to buy. Yeah. Right. Yeah. And even if you're locking in a 5.8, 6.1 interest rate right now, chances are you're able to refinance in a couple of years, right?
Yeah, no, definitely. That's one thing to keep in mind. Of course, you're buying into a higher interest rate at this time, but give it within the market. If the rates come down, you always have that option to refinance as well, to lower the rate. So.
Yeah, so in some of these programs that Steve was mentioning, that some of our new buyers might not know, first-time buyers, millennials, right? Which is a huge driving force that's driving up the market right now still. And that's a huge demographic that's still making the market strong, because they're at their age group where they're still planning to buy, So you have these new buyers now, these programs that are coming in now. So whether you're in the right, financially, you're able to buy, you have the right credit, go for it, right? If not, if you still need help with down payment assistance or closing credit, what are some of the programs that are out there, just briefly, that way they can know about these?
Oh, for sure. So one of the big things right now, major program that's out is the CalHAFA program. It's been out for a long time, but they've been tweaking it and coming up with new stuff to kind of make it better and to give a little bit more opportunity for some buyers. Have you guys checked out? Sorry, guys. On the news, like you've seen that new program that give you at least 10% down towards your closing costs and down payment. It's also with CalHAFA, but one of the things we got to look at is your income, credit, and certain requirements. So I think at the end of the day, starting that conversation with your lender, go in and hey, ask about down payment assistance, ask about what kind of programs can I qualify for as a first-time buyer, and open up that conversation where we're allowed to at least take a look at the full picture and let you know, hey, you qualify for this type of loan, this type of program, and then we can strategize on what it's going to take to get you to that home. So. It's just having that conversation. I think that's the first step.
Yeah, most definitely. And again, he touched on a great solid point. If even if you are a second-time home buyer or a first-time home buyer, the biggest advice that we can give you is ignore the noise that you hear on TV, on what you hear from your neighbor, at the cookout, your friends from work, and connect with a knowledgeable real estate agent, and as well as a valuable and a knowledgeable lender as well. And like you said, speak to the lender, provide all the information, and look at what your options are before even making a decision or listening to someone else's advice that's and not in the industry.
Yeah.
And always remember, when the sky's falling, it's moving. It's not real. The sky is not falling. There's always going to be opportunities for buyers to buy, and always, right? I mean, even people that have been doing this for a long time, real estate is the number one thing that you can always count on. It's always going to be a good investment for you. So buyers, man. So let us know. Stevie's available for you guys. Let us know if you guys have any questions. We can do like a buyer consultation for you, and just go over all your financial options and see if this move makes sense for you guys. Okay.